Welcome back to my first person Meele animation tutorial series. So yeah, in the last part we started with the inventory system, and now I want to finish this. So yeah, let's get started, and I think we have to start in the inventory component. Alright, so we have the get slot and the set slot function here, and now we want to add a new function, and we call this find empty slot. Okay, so then let's grab our inventory and let's say loop for each loop. And then in the loop body we say array element. Let's split this. And let's say from the name. If the name is set to 0, so nothing, then the slot is empty. So remember that you always name your weapons so you don't get in any errors. So after the true, we add a return node, and let's add some outputs. The first one will be the slot integer, and this is the array index here. And then another output, this is success, and this is a boolean, and we tick it, set it to true. And alright, so then when it's complete, so it means when every single array element in the inventory gets checked and every index or every slot is already set, then we're gonna return a new node. The slot will leave at 0 and success is false, so our inventory is full here. Alright, so now we want to actually pick up our katana. So our katana is laying on the ground and we can press F and equip it. So let's go ahead and do this. So let's go into weapon and let's create a new folder called blueprints. And let's create a base class. So select the actor, BP, weapon, base. Okay, so then add a skeletal mesh, and yeah, let's leave this here as none, and then go into the event graph and let's start with a interact. So let's go into the input and action mappings, and you create a new input called interact on the F key. Yeah. Then when we press interact, then we want to check if we have a free slot. Then we want to set this slot in our inventory, and then we want to destroy this pickup actor. So let's say first let's add a new variable and we call this pickup, and this is a boolean. It means if the weapon is a pickup actor, or if it's the weapon that we are holding in our hands. So let's say in the pickup variable, let's set instance editable and expose on spawn to true. So when we drag our weapon here, we can change this here in the details. So okay, so let's check if pickup is true. If not, we won't do anything. And then let's add a new variable, call this the character ref. And this is the npm character bp. So let's call this here and then say get inventory component, and then let's call our find empty slot function. So if success is true, then we want to set slot. So put the slot here, and for the item we will create a new variable so we create a new variable called settings sorry, and the variable type is inventory slot structure, and then just put this here and put it in, and yeah, then we say destructor. Alright, so let's create a child blueprint class. We call this the BP Katana. So open it up, and skeletal mesh, and let's set our skeletal mesh to the Katana. Alright, and then let's go into the self and settings. So let's set the name to the Katana. Let's leave the description and the thumbnail, and the state is the Katana here. So compile and save everything, and let's move our Katana here like 3 times and play. So now we can't pick it up because we have to we have to create a trace to check if we are looking at the Katana. So the first thing we want to do is go into the project settings and then go to collision. Then you want to click on new object channel, and we set the name to interactable. I already did this, so you can see here the interactable. And then let's go into the weapon base, set the skeletal mesh, and go to collision, say custom, collision enabled, and interactable. So let's ignore the pawn, so our character can't move the weapon around. And let's go into our character blueprint. So let's create a new function called the interact trace, and here we want to place a new node called the sphere trace for objects. The start is our camera, get world location, and the end is from the camera get the forward vector, multiply this with a new input. So let's add an input called the range. This is a float, so put that in here, and then add the world location to this output. So let's put this into the end. Now let's create a new input called the radius. Let's get the radius here, so the input radius, and put this into the radius. Pretty easy. So now we have a sphere trace. Oh, I forgot something. We also need to set the object types. So let's say make array, and we only want to check if we hit the interactable, because this is the interact trace. So let's compile and save. Let's set the draw debug type to run frame, and let's play. Oh, okay. So we also have to call this function. Let's go into the event tick. Let's call the function here. Set the range to 200, the radius to 10. compile, save, and let's play. Yeah, looks good. So now you can see it turns green when we look at the Katana. Really good. So now we want to enable the input for the weapon base, so we can equip it here with the interact here. So let's break the hit result, and let's add an if here under the return value. And the return value means if we're hitting something. So it's false when we're not hitting something that is an interactable, and true when we are hitting something that isn't interactable. So let's create a new variable. Yeah, I already did this. Interactable, and the variable type is just an object. And yeah, after the true, let's grab the hit actor, cast to weapon base. Then we set our interactable here. And then we enable input for the weapon base. Let's change the variable type here. The actor object reference, not an object, the actor. Alright, so now we can put this also in here. Okay, let's get the player controller. Alright, so but we have one problem. So first let's disable also the input when we're not hitting something. So let's get our interactable, disable input, get the player controller again, and then we just set the interactable to nothing. But we have also one problem here. We're hitting something, we're not hitting something, the input gets disabled. But when we let's play first. So here is a katana. Okay, I look at it and I press F, but nothing happens, and we get some errors. Yeah, I can see. So let's right click on the interactable and the get here. Let's say convert to validated get. Let's plug this valid here and put this into false and compile and save. Let's start again. No, nothing is happening. I know. Let's select all these katanas here and let's set the pick up to true. I forgot this. So let's start again. No, it's also not gonna work, but we get some errors. Alright, so find empty slot. So okay, we get some errors here in the find empty slot. Oh yeah, because we forgot to set the character reference. I'm sorry. So let's grab the as weapon BP base here, set character reference to ourself, compile, save, play. Now we can pick it up, you can equip it with 1. So the next one we can also pick it up, and the third one also. Alright, so let's look for some errors. I look at the sword, I look away, I can't equip it. Alright, so this is working. But now I want to check if we have swords that are really near together, and we equip one. So let's look at look at both swords. Equip one. Look away. Okay, so you can see the input is not enabled for the sword, but when we look at it, we can pick it up. So this should work fine. I thought we would get some errors here that the input is also enabled for the sword that we're not looking at, but yeah. So I think this is the inventory part 2, and I think we're really done with the inventory right now. So yeah, I wanted to say thank you because we hit 400 followers, and also I have a little special on 500 followers. I'm currently working on a first person animation pack that I want to publish in the asset store and in the marketplace. And yeah, this would be a special for you my viewers, and I want to publish this. And yeah, also I'm currently planning on some new videos, but yeah, that's it guys, and have a good day. Bye bye.